Hello, everyone, and welcome to my presentation. My name is Alice, and today I'm excited to take you on a journey through professional practice as I strive to become the best version of myself. So, in 2025, I found myself reflecting deeply on my professional path, examine not only what I do, but how I do it, and most importantly, why I do it. And this self exploration is crucial for my personal and professional growth, and hope my insights will resonate with you as well. So this is our agenda for today. I will share a bit about myself, my background, my values, and my motivation for pursuing this course, and also moving on to discussing the diagnostic tools I completed to assess my strengths and my weaknesses. I will also reflect on my CPD activities and how these experiences have contributed to my personal and professional growth. In the second part, I will answer five interview style questions, focusing on the UN Sustainable Development Goals, responsible management, and teamwork and leadership. So, my overall plan for this presentation is to provide a comprehensive overview, starting from understanding myself better to taking actionable steps for growth. So, a quick background information about me. My real name is Nguyen, but I often go by Alice when meeting people internationally. I'm 22 years old and I come from Vietnam, a small but a very vibrant country in Southeast Asia. So, coming from a family of working class, growing up, my parents inspired me to for knowledge, for structure, and curiosity, which have guided me throughout my studies. And from a very young age, I have always been fascinated by social media and brand promotions. So, how stories, visual, and digital presence can shape perceptions and influence behavior. And this passion had led me to pursuing this course in Nottingham Trent University. So, at my core, I value self respect and determination. I believe that self respect is the foundation for growth. So, if you don't take yourself seriously, no one else will. And determined is what drives improvement and long term success. Ultimately, I strive to combine creativity, integrity, and resilience, not only to grow as a marketer, but also as a human being as well. So these are the four diagnostic tools that I've used. The first is the motivation at work. Some of the key findings are my motivation profile showed a high development, high interaction, high recognition with a mid-range scores in control, purpose, and achievement, and low failure aversion. This suggests that I am driven by learning opportunities and collaboration, but can lose motivation when I feel unrecognized or facing high risk of failure. So for me, this accurately describes how I stay motivated in both academic and professional contexts. I'm most engaged when I feel I'm learning something and connecting with others as well. The low aversion score surprised me initially as I tend to overthink mistakes. However, on reflection, it revealed that my response to failure depends on the context. So if the criticism is constructive, I view it as a growth. So for the second tools is the personality insight. My results reveal low extroversion, mid agreeableness, low emotional stability, mid conscientiousness, and mid openness. So I am reflective and prefer to work in smaller teams. I balance independent with teamwork and can assert opinions when needed. And I am empathetic, but also this can lead to emotional sensitive, which means that stress can really impact my productivity. And this profile felt highly realistic, especially regarding to my high extroversion and sensitivity. While these traits allowed me to have a very thoughtful analysis, I could recognize that emotional regulation as an area of growth as well. I somewhat surprised for my low emotional stability score, which made me reflect on how stress might impact me. Um, for example, my self confidence in unfamiliar settings. So, developing a coping strategy such as time management and mindfulness has become part of the development plan as well. So for the third diagnostic tool is customer focus, as I score a 91 in this, indicating a strong customer orientation and interpersonal awareness. And this report suggests that I form a strong relationship with customers, and I do have ability in active listening and go beyond expectations when meet needs. So this result aligned with my growing interest in brand consumer relationship and my ability to understand an audience behavior. I found it reassuring that despite as an introverted person, I can still demonstrate a strong customer focus through empathy and attentiveness. And for our last diagnostic tools, for temperament, I was categorized as an INTP, and this profile described me as a logical problem solver who thrives on autonomy, independent work, and enjoy exploring new ideas. However, I may struggle with routine tasks, time management, and articulating my thought process to others. These findings for me felt largely accurate and resonate with how I approach in the academic and creative work as well. I've always preferred working independent. I valued intellectual depth over social stimulation. Um, what surprised me initially was how strongly my result highlighted my tendency to lose focus on details and my need for better planning, which is also an area to improve. So, to reflect on my strengths and weaknesses, draw from the test, my personal development plan is built around four main goals. So, the first goal is to achieve academic excellence by completing my master's degree with distinction. And to do this, I've built a structured learning routine, track my learning on Now platform, seeking tutors' feedback, and also reflecting my learning using Kolb's experience learning theory. Secondly, I am to build international connections and cultural competence by engaging with people from a lot of diverse backgrounds. As someone naturally introverted, this pushed me to step out of my comfort zone and attend to diverse events and strengthen my intercultural communication skills as well. So thirdly, one of my biggest aim is to work towards gaining UK work experience to immerse myself in the professional culture here. Securing a part-time employment allows me to use knowledge and theories in real life settings and to enhance employability skills. And finally, I've also set the goals for personal growth through travel. Exploring new places, cultural has helped me to build independence, open-mindedness, and also resilience as well. So, according to my PebblePad record, I have accumulated a total of 25 hours, all directly connected to my four main goals. And each goal has been supported by specific actions and CPD activities. And these activities were intentionally chosen to help me strengthen areas identified through my diagnostic assessment, such as teamwork, communication, and management. So, my first goal focusing on achieving academic excellence through consistency in learning. So, towards this, I developed a structured learning routine, as I've mentioned. And besides that, engaging in PDP week, such as workshops such as mindset positivity, avoid burnout, um, helped me improve my focus, motivation, and also resilience. My diagnostic assessment, especially my INTP temperament, highlighted a tendency to overthink and lose structure. I've used this insight to consciously plan my study time and strengthen my self discipline. One of the major milestones in this journey was participating in the client engagement project with Blue Monkey Brewery in our last module. Visiting their factory and hearing their business story provided me with a real world insight into brand management, their operation, and also sustainability growth. And lastly, being awarded the NTU Academic Excellence Scholarship motivated me to sustain a high standard of performing consistency. Collectively, these experiences have strengthened my academic discipline, self reflection, collaborative confidence, transforming my approach to learning from passive to an active learner. So my second goal is to focus on building international connection and developing cultural competence. Throughout my time in NTU, I've made conscious effort to expand my social and professional network globally, connecting with classmates, tutors, and professionals from diverse cultural backgrounds. So some of the events can be named as such as Diwali, a bonfire nights, and the Thornbridge Outdoors. Not only create a very meaningful memories, but also taught me valuable lessons about openness, communication, and inclusion. So, engaging with people from different cultures really broadened my horizons. I've learned their communication styles, their values, and how different behaviors across culture is. And these experiences have also exceeded my expectation. I've built very meaningful friendships that continue to inspire me, my empathy, and my curiosity. So one of the biggest goal coming here is to securing a part-time job in the UK, and I was fortunate enough to have a part-time job as a retail assistant in Primark Nottingham. This experience directly connect to my customer-focused assessment where I score highly in empathy, attentiveness, and rapport building. Working in such a fast-paced environment providing firsthand insights into consumer behavior, brand consistency, allowing me to link theoretical framework from my marketings to the real world practice. Additionally, volunteering at Hockley Hustle festivals enriched my understanding of events coordination and community engagement. It expanded my network and improved my confidence in handling public interactions, strengthened both of my professional and interpersonal development as well. So, lastly, my fourth goal centers around traveling and personal growth, which has become a defining part of my developing journey. As someone identified through my diagnosis as an introvert, traveling pushed me far beyond my comfort zone. So my INTP temperament indicates that I'm naturally prefer structure. However, navigating in a new environment required me to quickly adapt to new things, interacting with strangers, and also make independent decisions, all of which helped me to cultivate a greater resilience and emotional regulations. Each journey from British to European countries became an opportunity to apply classroom theories into the real world setting. So, observing consumer behavior and brand communication in different countries really deepened my understanding of cross cultural marketings. And travel also aligned closely with my motivation at work result, which showed that I'm driven by development, interaction, and recognition. Immersing myself in a new culture has continually challenged me to learn, to connect, and reflect as well. So, an overall of my self reflection, the diagnostic tools provided a mirror of who I am, while my CBD engagement and real world experience has shown me who I can become. I have evolved from a reflective yet reserved individual to a more confident, cultural, competent, and proactive learner. This journey reflects the COP's experiential learning cycle, as each experience, from academic project to cross cultural encounters, has involved reflection, conceptualization, and active experimentation. So, through this process, I have become a more adaptable, empathetic, and resilient human being, which is an essential characteristic thriving in the dynamic field of brand and marketing management. Moving on to my second part of my presentation, I'll be answering five interview style questions that focus on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, responsible management, and teamwork and leadership. These questions allow me to reflect on how my learning at NTU is, my CPT experience, and my professional and personal growth connect to the real world business challenge. Through these reflections, I aim to demonstrate how I have developed a stronger understanding of ethical leadership, sustainability, and a collaborative problem solving qualities that I believe are essentials for the future career of brand and management. So, for the first question, throughout my postgraduate journey, I have undertaken both academic and experiential research to critically understand the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals and their implications for responsible business and marketing. My learning began in professional practice in Workshop 9, Sustainable Practices, where I examined the creation and the interconnectivity of the 17 SDGs, focusing particularly on SDG 8 and SDG 12 and SDG 13 as well. I find these goals not only credible but also inspiring as they translate global sustainability concerns into a measurable, actionable targets that bridge governments, corporate, and individual responsibilities. During the Global Responsible Week, I attended to seven CPD workshops in total, namely breaking boundaries, building capacity to manage sustainable supply chains, and sustainable futures, engaging to a multi-generational stakeholders for achieving SDGs. These workshops has deepened my understanding of how SDGs are implemented across industries. These sessions illuminated the practical challenges of embedding sustainability into the practical business world and demonstrate how responsible management involves balancing ethical leadership, stakeholders, engagement, and environmental accountability. Personally, I think that SDG 12 resonates most strongly with me, and it reflects my passion for sustainable brand management and also ethical marketing. The overproduction and waste often seen in the global consumer market highlights the urgency of promoting transparency and responsible consumptions. In my future marketing career, I aim to implement this goal in integrating sustainability message within the branding strategies, encouraging a circular consumption behaviors, and prioritizing authenticity in communication. From my point of view, the SDGs are more than just theoretical, they present a credible global framework for business transformation as well. Their relevance lie guiding companies to shift from a short-term profit into a driven into a long-term social and environmental value creation. By applying responsible management principles such as accountability, stakeholders inclusivity, and ethical decision making, I aspire to contribute businesses that not only to grow economically but also to serve society and the planet's sustainability. Moving on to the next question. As a marketing and brand management student, I believe that I can contribute to achieving the SDGs by advocating for ethical consumptions and sustainable brand narratives. The seven CPDs workshop that I attended during the Global Responsible Week profoundly influenced my outlook over this, particularly the workshop communicating through storytelling and promoting sustainability on social media, which has demonstrated how marketing functions as a conduit for social influence. These sessions taught me that marketing can humanize sustainability and through emotional storytelling, transparency, and also authenticity. Principles strongly linked to the SDGs, which I resonate the most. Theoretically, perspective supports this integration. So, some of the references I have offered here, according to Kotler in 2022, sustainable marketing requires balancing consumers' value creation with environmental and social responsibility. Similarly, Chef and Sina in 2015 argues that a mindful consumption should become a core brand ethos, where marketing redefined as a vehicle for behavior change. Through my learning at NTU, I have developed the ambition to promote purpose driven branding that aligns with profitability and planetary well being, an approach consistent with the triple bottom line thinking by Elkington in 1997. In future professional roles, such as a brand marketing manager, I plan to embed these SDGs in branding strategy through sustainable sourcing, transparent communication, and also educate the consumers initiatives. And by ensuring that marketing practice amplify positive social impact, I aim to transform brand storytelling into a tool that can be a collective change. So for the third questions, responsible management refers to the integration of ethical, sustainable, and socially conscious practice into a decision-making process balance the needs for people, planet, and profit. These definitions were given by Persig in 2016. Within the context of marketing and brand management, responsible management involves transparency, stakeholder engagement, and also long term value creation. My understanding was deepened during the session 9 of professional practice, which discussed the triple bottom line framework and highlight the Brompton Bites as a B Corp model, demonstrating a sustainable embedded with brand identity. Responsible management is crucial in marketing because brands significantly influence consumer values and societal behavior. So, according to Mutawa et al. In 2025, ethical marketers foster trust, brand equity, and also consumer loyalty. These are all the assets that are essential in a very saturated digital marketplace. Furthermore, definitions provided by Martin and Schulten in 2012 posit that sustainable marketing creates a competitive advantage by aligning organizational behaviors with the stakeholders' expectation. So in my studies, I've learned that managing marketing ethically can extend beyond compliance. It requires a more imagination to foresee the long-term impacts to the business, also influence the business decision on the communities and also on the ecosystem. As a future marketing profession, I responsibly management a responsible management will guide my practice through an honest and transparent communication, inclusivity in campaign, and also environmental responsibility in production and promotion. Ultimately, it matters because it bridges the gap between um, the CRS and also the consumer empowerment, creating a shared value in society. For the fourth questions, this account uses the SAW, which is the situation, task, action, result structure to describe a leading team through a disruption caused by a late joining member during a fast-paced marketing project. So during my principle of marketing model, which is my first module, I experienced my first team-based project at NTU. Midway through the project, a new member joined into our group, disrupting the established workflow since task allocation and deliverables has already been assigned. So, given the module's weekly deadline, this poses a coordination challenge. So, the situation was a late joining member caused delay in communication and understanding of the project. So our task as the informal team lead, I had to ensure that the members was integrated effectively without compromising to our progress. I initiated an additional meeting to brief to the new members, revisit our marketing framework, and redistributed the tasks to align with his strengths. I also facilitated peer communication to maintain the group cohesion. The result is the new members adapted quickly and delivered a strong final presentation. This collaborative adjustment ensured our project success and despite the disruption. So I recognize that with more time, I could have fostered deeper into the team integration, feedback loops to strengthen the interpersonal connection. As Tuckman in 1965 models suggest that effective teams evolve through forming, storming, norming, and performing, and integrating a new members require re-establishing the norms. So to answer our final questions, both academic learning and practical experience, I believe these are the three characteristics to build a successful manager. The first is accountability. Accountability ensures integrity and reliability in decision making, building trust across the team. Through the coursework and group work, I have developed this trait by taking ownerships of deadlines and outcomes, demonstrating reliability in collaborative tasks. Openness is another characteristic that I believe that defined by transparency and willingness to embrace diverse perspective. My engagement in multicultural group setting in NTU really strengthened this capability, helping me to navigate intercultural communications effectively. And lastly, a goal-oriented mindset aligns personal and organizational objectives, driving motivation and focus as definition by Locke and Latham in 22. As a conscientious student, I set measurable academics and professional targets consistent with my high achievement motivations. While I believe I strongly embody goal orientation and accountability, I continue to refine openness by actively seeking constructive criticism from everyone, which is a key component of effective leadership in dynamic business environment. And this is all of the reference that I have used during the slides. And thank you for listening.